All right, welcome to your Lindy Hop Ultimate tutorial. We're going to start off with the connection in the closed and the open positions. So we're going to start in what's called the closed position. In the closed position, you're pretty close to your partner, hence the name. Guys, your right hand is going to go on the follower's shoulder blade, and followers, your hand is going to go on the outside of the leader's arm, pretty much where it's comfortable. A good rule of thumb here is go ahead and put your hand down by your side. If Stephanie drops her hand down, she can keep her elbow there, raise her hand up, and as her hand comes up and reaches my arm, she can move anywhere from here up my arm. So wherever it's comfortable for you ladies, as long as your elbow is not extremely high up, we're trying to stay away from anything that looks ballroomish since Lindy Hop is a street dance. We want it nice and relaxed. At the same time, when we're in this closed position, followers, when you move backwards from your booty. So when Stephanie moves backwards, I feel a stretch in my hand. Followers, make sure you're not too heavy or too light. When in doubt, just be like, hey, am I too heavy or am I too light? And they gotta be like, whoa, too heavy, or yeah, not heavy enough. A general rule is a slight pull where you won't fall over when you let go of your partner is going to be our ideal connection when you're starting off in Lindy Hop. All right, so this is our closed position. To move to the open position, all you have to do, guys, is give the girl a big thumbs up with both hands, and then we're going to have the follower's hands put into ours. So you can see here that my thumbs are not touching my follower's hands. They're not digging into the top of her hands, which is a huge no-no. And if you notice, she's not squeezing my hands. A lot of girls get nervous on the dance floor and go ahead and squeeze my hand. Ah! So that's going to be a bad thing as well. Now, if you look closely here, you're going to notice that her knuckles are above her wrist, which is ideal. If you try this with us at home, if your hands are next to your sides, your knuckles naturally are outside your wrists. Or if you had a watch, the face of the watch would be here, and the knuckles are above that. This gives a nice little down slope to the wrist, which makes her connection very natural. The last thing we have to worry about for the hand grip is which fingers are we going to use, because we got all four right here. So we're looking for the straight line that goes up the follower's arm. So if I pull on Stephanie's pinky, you can see how it goes diagonally across her arm. So we don't want to use that finger ever in the dance. Index finger goes the other direction. The third and fourth fingers are the two that go directly up the arm line. So those are the two we want to use in our dance connection. You have 3 joints on those fingers. The joint closest to the palm is going to be the strongest one. Therefore, ideally, we're going to have the connection here, and the same on my hands. So this is getting a little in-depth for, beginning tutorial. But as we have our connection here, I really feel like I'm very strongly connected to her. If we both sit slightly away from our hands, this means that we're going to have a slight pull away from each other. This pull is the same feeling that you're going to have in this closed position with this pull. This is going to allow us to move our partner. So what we have is our closed position, we have our open position, and now let's work with where our feet should be. Leaders, I'm going to have you start with your right foot behind your left foot. Followers, you're going to take your left foot, put it behind your right foot. This is what's called a street third position. And if you put your weight onto your back foot, you're going to feel a slight pull away from your partner. If you put your weight onto your front foot, you'll feel a push. When you're moving into this push, you should get used to, followers, pushing into the guy's palm, not into his fingers. So as she pushes forward, it doesn't hurt me, versus if Stephanie were to push into my fingers, that really hurts and I don't want to dance with her ever again. So that's a really good thing to know when you don't want to dance with someone. Go ahead and just crush the hell out of his fingers. That'll be the last time he ever asks you to dance. All right, so that's our open position and our closed position. Ha! I'll show you from this angle over here. Open position, third foot position, stretching away. If we go to a push, she pushes to my palm. And if we reset and go to closed position, we're here.